This is Alex Kempkens. I'm the developer of the Joomla Fish, and you are listening to Joomla Juice.
Well, folks, let's get things cranked up. Alex is the third core member of Joomla that we've had on the show. Alex is well known for his multilingual support component called Fish in the Mambo days, and that's now superseded by Joomla Fish, which will be released under beta, I understand, at the moment. And you can check it out at extensions.joomla.org, and hopefully to solve a problem for people with multilingual content.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, Alex.
Thank you very much for the invitation. Hello, everybody.
So, whereabouts do you live, Alex?
I live in Munich, which is south of Germany, next to the mountains. We have about 100 kilometers, and we are in the Alps.
Lovely. So, do you get the chance?
Munich,
do you get the chance to go skiing?
I didn't get the chance to go skiing this winter, as I'm not skiing about 10 years, more or less now. So, but in the time I was younger, I went skiing nearly every weekend.
Okay. Wow. Sounds like a nice place.
It's the perfect place and the best city in whole Germany, even if someone else is now telling something else.
Yeah, and you're not biased.
No.
Well, Alex, you've been a core team member firstly with Mambo and now with Joomla for how long now?
Well, that's very long. I was invited by Robert in 2004, April 2004, to the core, and I'm working with Joomla since the first components and first stuff which I wrote has been in summer 2003.
That was, and what was that? What were those components?
The first component was the first sitemap, which was just not existing, and after the sitemap existed, the second component was a little thing which is called the Fish, which helped me to translate my own website into 2 different languages.
Right, and that's become a very popular component over the time, hasn't it?
Yes, some people say it is one of the most important components for the project. I don't really think so, but it's especially for countries like here in Germany or within Europe, where we do speak more than one language, it is very important.
So, to help people understand what the fish does, it's not a machine translation like something like Babelfish or Google Translations, is it?
The project Joomla Fish, how it's called now,
yeah.
We need to relate it to Joomla a little bit. It's a human translation system which helps managing the multilingual content. So it is more like keeping up information about the state of the original content, if original content has changed or not, so that I can think about translating it again rather than really translating it. The basic concept of the fish is to support the translator during the translation, not to provide a machine translation. Machine translations are not really the logical or suitable solution if you like to translate on a professional website. You can use it for your clan website or for private website, then it's easy, but if you like to translate a company website, machine translation is just not what you want.
So from my experience, what I've noticed with it is that you assign a primary language. Let's say, for my example, it's English that's assigned as that. And if I have French and German, with French and German languages or to be translated by my translators, they get an email if I change something on my English site. Is that correct?
The email notification isn't implemented yet. So that's one thing which we still have in mind. But actually, it's true. You are defining on your website the languages which you want to allow for the translations. You are configuring the whole system in order to be able to translate it. And after you have given the people access to your website, either in the backend or in the front end, they will be able to translate your content within your site. And there's, like we have it in the standard workflow from Joomla, we have the situation that after the publisher is able to publish the content as well as the translation, and based on that we have a very simple solution for translating content.
Excellent. So is the fish actually, the way it works, is it actually creating mirror directories and content pages but for the assigned languages? Does it do that automatically?
The fish has an approach which is a little bit unique in this situation. Normally you have a situation that's translating something within a dynamic database, like we have it with everything which is a menu, which is content or categories or whatever.
Yeah.
You normally add additional tables for that, with tagging them with a language flag, and you translate it. This is actually a very complicated system, especially for third-party developers which have no clue about the problems of multilingual websites. So the fish is going a totally different way. It's the fish internally is working with a generic system, which allows you to map a database table to certain translatable fields. So let's make a simple example about, let's say, the poll component which we have in Joomla. The poll component does have two tables, which are on the one side storing the poll data, and on the other side the poll options you have within one poll. And what the fish is doing is that a little XML file is telling the fish about the fields within these table which needs to be translated, like the name of the poll, like the poll options or stuff like that. Everything which does not need to be translated, the fish is just don't care about that. And the trick in the whole system is that the poll component itself just does not know anything about multilingual. It is just placing a query to the standard database class from Joomla, and this database class's query will result in a translated version. So let's say you have your website, like you said, in English.
Mm-hmm.
You go on the poll with the English side, you make the query to the database, and you're getting back the English content. Now you switch your language to German. The poll component, nothing has changed. The poll component don't even think about a language. It just makes exactly the same query, but in that moment, the poll information he gets, so the name of the poll, the description, the poll options, everything he will get back is just the German version. It's just translated. But the handling within the component isn't changed at all. There's nothing to be done within the component. And this is the huge advantage of the fish compared to any other multilingual solution, because even a component which we don't know at the moment, because it's not yet developed, will be multilingual. Someone will be able to translate the content of this component. He just only needs to create this configuration file, this XML file, which says, okay, within the component we have table whatever, and within the table we have a field name which I want to translate. Then he's able to translate this field name.
It's really clever, Alex. I mean, how did you come to think this up?
Actually, I have been designing this kind of solution a couple of years ago for a client of mine. We have been implementing a multilingual and multimedia library for this client, this client even has the problem that he needs to be aware of text which within images. So his objects are even much more advanced than the table information we have within our database. And on that moment, I have invented this design in order to provide a possible multilingual solution for this client.
Great. Well, I see with the Joomla Fish you've got a new logo.
Yes, he got a new logo, and I'm really proud to say that I think it was Tommy, who's also one of the designers in the Joomla logo contest. He agreed to help me out with a new logo.
It's brilliant. Can you describe it for everyone? We could put a link to show them as well. So perhaps.
Yeah, I think the link is not bad, but it's pretty simple to describe. Everybody who knows about Hitchhiker Through the Galaxy from Douglas Adams will remember the Babelfish. So the Babelfish is an extraordinary galactical fish from the universe, which is actually eating everything which he's listening to, and as his excrement, he's bringing you the translation. So this little fish was the inspiration of getting universe kind of fish. So our little fish has a little freaky design, 3 eyes, and a big fat grin in his mouth.
And he's green, isn't he?
He is green.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we actually have 3 different colors for the fish. It's a green, orange, and a blue fish. At the moment we just picked the green one as the main logo, but I'm planning to provide a little shop where you can buy some merchandising, T-shirts and stuff like that, and there will be other colors available as well.
Brilliant. I like this. That's you've got quite a buzz happening, because I noticed that you've been posting on the Joomla Developer Network portal and basically telling people about the progress of the next version of the fish. And
yeah.
You've got some other people working with you?
I got, meanwhile, some other people working with me. Yes, this was one of the big plans I had a couple of while ago. In the time after the Joomla project got up and I got really intensively integrated in the development of Joomla, someone little showed up, which is Garant Edwards. He's from, how's this little country called in the UK where you speak Welsh?
In Wales.
It's Wales,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's Wales.
He's from Wales.
Yeah.
And he showed up with providing some documents about how you could use Fish within Joomla, and he even contacted me with some good suggestions. So I thought, okay, this guy is really having some good ideas, and he's developing on a very good high level, and that was the reason why I invited him to the project. The other guy who joined the project recently is Ivo. Ivo is from the Bulgarian translation team of Mambo, and they provided a combined Joomla version, including the Mambo fish, recently on the website. That's where I got attention to him. And reason why I invited him to the project as well as he's not really a developer, but they are really much into languages with different character sets. So they are providing websites with all the Eastern Europe character sets, which are just totally different from what we are using in the western part of Europe. And that's a big topic for multilingual websites.
Yeah.
This is why I thought it's a good idea. And even helped us a lot with testing and playing around, and even with the integration of now component element files, so configuration files for Virtualmart from Xeron, or other important components within the Joomla project, so that we can make them multilingual as well.
Now I hear on the grapevine that you've got possibly a book on the way.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
I'm actually writing together with Hagen Graf, who wrote the first Joomla book here in Germany, which is just recently published by Puck in the English version as well.
It's only just come out. I've just got a copy here this week.
It's just got out, yes.
Yeah.
They just finished the production and everything. The Joomla book here in Germany, it's out already since, I think, November. So it was presented on the Linux World in Frankfurt in November. And I've been asked from Boris and Hagen, Boris is the publisher, if I would be interested in writing a real developer book for Joomla. So it's a high-end book which is dedicated to the Joomla developers, either if you are starting developers or you're starting to write your first components, or if you are a professional developer and you just like to have a written reference guide through all these API documentations and everything what we are now inventing. And the version we are planning to release the book is based on the new version Joomla 1.1, which is actually the OO model version, role model version of Joomla.
Object orientated, isn't it?
Object-orientated version of Joomla.
We can't be too geeky here, mate.
Yeah, it's like the total rewritten framework, and it absolutely makes sense that we now get a book which is describing this new framework in a written version. On the side, I'm writing this book. I'm also contributing to the documentation project, while I've agreed with the publisher that I'm allowed to publish the UML diagrams and information I'm writing for the book. I'm allowed to publish them for the project as well. So it's a very good combination.
That's a good combination. So, in terms of this book, does it help? What type of person is this going to be suited for? If I'm just starting out and I want to write my first Joomla component, is this the book for me when it comes out?
I think the pack book which just came out has the target of people who know nothing about Joomla till, let's say, someone who's knowing about Joomla and wants to know something about how you could change a component which is already existing. So, for example, if you like to change the contact component and the forms which are in there. The new book is really huge. It's about 700 pages book. And the plan is to give, if you have skills in developing PHP, if you are a little bit skilled in object-oriented development as well, then it will help you to understand the Joomla framework. So yes, writing your first components, you will have a guide how you're going to do this, as well as you're going to get some information about the tips and tricks and the details of the framework, so that even if you have written your 10th component after a while, you will get some information in this book which you will find helpful, hopefully.
Do you have an expectation as to when it might be published?
It should be published this year. It depends a little bit on the release date of the new version, because we need the new version of Joomla to be released first in order to have a stable reference for the book. But still the plan is to release it end of the year.
Okay, so exciting things. You must keep busy.
Yes, and this is all that kind of stuff is just beside job. I'm normally working 5 days a week, 40 hours a week for different clients and different projects. So everything about Joomla is somehow beside family, beside university and everything. So it's a little bit tricky. That's a reason why I'm trying to focus on little things like the fish at the moment, or the documentation, and not being busy at too many places at the same time.
Yeah, pardon me. And if people are wanting to find your website for Joomla-related things, what's the URL, Alex?
For my own website?
Yeah.
We just we just don't want to know that, because it's like, in Germany we say der Schuster und seine Kinder, so it's like my own website is just not existing at the moment.
Okay, so
That's the next project for the next week.
Do you have one for the fish?
As well, at the moment not, but we can say one side which maybe from where you get the additional information is the joomlabook.de. That's the website where I'm personally blogging all the stuff about Joomla at the moment. And the Joomla Fish itself, it has a little website which is integrated in the forged Joomla org. But there's no special dedicated site yet.
Okay.
So we are working on it.
Okay, I see. I'm just looking at the fish now on joomlablog.de, and there he is with 3 eyes, and he's a nice green colour with dark green fins, and he looks sort of friendly actually.
Yeah, I also think he's quite friendly. The Joomla Fish is friendly. He's helpful.
Yeah,
he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
My girl called him instantly Joomy. So.
I like it. Well, Alex, thanks so much for giving us some time today in your busy schedule.
Thank you very much, Pete, for calling.
And perhaps we can catch up again as things develop in the future.
Of course again.
All right.
Looking forward to the next interview.
Okay, mate. We'll see you then.
Okay, bye-bye.
Ow, I just fell down the stairs.
Please hang up and try again.